Well, Gary will battle the heavy rain infiltrating the roof here at Port and look at round 11. Pleasingly, the boys were able to put together a pretty solid effort to grab a 5-goal win over Coburg and took our record to 5-4. I'd imagine you'd be reasonably happy a couple of days later.
Yeah, you're always obviously want more as a coach, but that's just me, I guess, and the standards with which we try and obviously put out each week. But the pleasing thing was that we actually moved the ball for 3 and a bit quarters, as good as obviously what we've done for this year. And I think in this competition, an away win at Coburg, which they've been playing some pretty good footy really, so conditions were tough. It was hard in through the middle there, the corridor. So all in all, to come away with a 5-goal win and to sort of see some of the fruits of the last couple of weeks. And we've been working really hard on just trying to identify the things that we think will improve us and make our game style better. So, and I was really pleased that the players were able to embrace some things that we've been working on, and we could see some of that through the play. So I think there's some really good things to work on, and as you said, we come away with a pretty important win. And as we saw again with the results on the weekend, there's so many things that you can get right, and if you can just keep playing footy through the tough times and win games, and you might win ugly, but at the end of the day, this competition is just unbelievably even at the minute. So it was a good win though, I was pleased.
And I suppose it's never easy to have to wait 2 weeks following a loss, because I guess you're always sort of searching for an opportunity to right the ship in a lot of ways. And on the flip side, it seemed to help guys like Jordan Lyle and Matt Arnott, who'd previously been coming off injury setbacks, but they were 2 players who seemed a lot more vibrant on the weekend and were quite influential on the result.
Yeah, that's true. And I guess if you think about it, those guys in particular, Geordie, so that's only his second game in probably 2 months, 2.5 months. So for him to, and we know he's a superstar for us anyway, and Matty Arnott's also shown the benefits of just being able to play a little bit more, and they are important where we are needing to go in relation to the team and where they play. And I think Geordie got 4 goals from memory. But I guess when you think about too, we did play pretty well for 3 quarters against Casey. So all in all, I think if you read through our form line at the minute, mate, we've lost to Casey, who are number 1 at the minute. Obviously Williamstown, then you think about Footscray, and then you think about Collingwood. So they're all sides in the top 5 basically. So again, this week against Box Hill is a big scalp that we obviously need to try and get at home. But all in all, each time we play and each match that both Arnott, Lyle, Crocker, obviously guys like Myercheck, young Tommy Hobbs and young Mac Rivette and Josh Housel, they'll all really benefit enormously from it. So we've really just got to make sure that we maximise as much as we can. And I think one pleasing thing for me was it was our probably highest contribution level from a lot of our guys. There wasn't too many guys I didn't think that actually played their part on Saturday.
And the side really seemed to start strongly this week, which has been a bit of an Achilles heel for us at times this year. Was that something that you and the coaches placed a lot of emphasis on entering the game?
Yeah, we did, because we think our first quarters have been tardy. And if you think about games that we've scored reasonably high in, we kicked obviously 7 in the last quarter against North Ballarat there a couple of weeks ago, and obviously I think it was 5 goals against Footscray prior to that. So our first quarters have been a goal or 2, but we generated, I think it was 6-5 at quarter time, so that's 11 scoring shots. And throughout the course of the game, we're always aiming to try and score 100 points if we can. So that was the first time in the home and away season anyway that we've done that, and to keep them to 77. And Joshy Tynan did a great job on Sard as well, because he's been influential in not only the game against us early in the season, but against North Ballarat. He kicked 6 out of 14, so we only got 2, I think, and one of those was a free. So that was a really good matchup for us.
Yep. And we've had a question that's come through from one of our esteemed colleagues in Cam Towson. He just wants to know a little bit how Lee Osborne is tracking at the moment and what sort of role you sort of envisage him playing in the second half of the year.
Well, a pretty important role, to be honest, because we've really not seen any of him in the first half, and he's had a tendon calf issue, so that's how come his pre-season has been derailed, and he sort of didn't really get going much before Christmas. But certainly in the last 3 weeks he's been able to string together some training sessions and also do some games. So he was good against Frankston in the 2s, pretty solid against Casey in the 2s, and on the weekend in a pretty tough condition game, he played a bit back and then he went into the midfield. So he's getting somewhere thereabouts, but we certainly know when you think about 3 games since August last year, we've got to be very, very careful that when he comes in to stay, and that we're not putting his body under duress because he hasn't quite got the match conditioning.
And just quickly to finish, we turn our attention now to Box Hill, as you mentioned. They're always tough to beat despite their indifferent set of results the past few weeks, and obviously the focus is going to be on trying to replicate that same level of pressure and intensity in the contest and hopefully start stringing together consecutive wins for the first time this year.
Most definitely, and obviously we have gone win-loss, or the other way around. So we've really got to maintain the things that we're doing and try and get better, and obviously sustain that. So if we can put in 4 quarters like we did for the first 3 on Saturday, we will be thereabouts against Box Hill. So no game's ever taken lightly, as you know. We respect Box Hill for what they've done over the last couple of years, and we've had some absolute crackers of games, both in home and away and finals. So let's hope it's the same again this week, and we've just got our noses in front.
Gary, thanks for your time as always on Borough TV. Best of luck this Saturday.
Good on you, Sam.